Welcome to the pitch. My name is Anthony Vispagliosi, and I will be your moderator for tonight's program. As a reminder, this is a monthly program. It is broadcast and scheduled for the second Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're available, or if you're not, make yourself available every second Thursday at 7 p.m. for the pitch. At each program, two promising companies are going to be presented to you and to our panel. They will present their technologies, their business plan, and their thoughts about how they'll carry their business forward to our panel. Our panel will then get the opportunity to ask questions about their plan, their direction, and their technology. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our panel, beginning with Michael Sherman. Mike brings to this panel more than 30 years of experience in the medical device industry. Now, 20 of those years in the orthopedic product development segment of this marketplace, and 9 years plus in the venture capital world in medical technology. Michael has advised dozens of companies on all areas of technology innovation, specifically in the neuromusculoskeletal space. Michael holds more than 120 patents. Next, we have Scott Bruder, MD and PhD. Scott also brings more than 30 years of experience to this panel. First, as an MD clinician, then as a scientist, and now, more recently, as a leader in product development and innovation, particularly in the areas of biotechnology, cell therapy, and diagnostics. Welcome, Dr. Bruder. And our third panel member this evening is Ben Joseph. Ben currently is Vice President for Commercial and Corporate Development for Rivocart Therapeutics. He is also a founder of BenKey Ventures and serves on the board of directors of several companies. He was in charge of equity investments at Ambassador Enterprises and has been is a former general manager for one of Zimmer Biomet's business segments. Welcome, Ben. This is your first time with us as a member of our panel. We're delighted to have each of you here. And now, as for me, I spent my career first as an investment portfolio manager, then an analyst, then an investment banker, and most recently as an entrepreneur, executive, and financier over the last 23 years, doing those last three things. Along the way, my brothers and I joined together to form Vispagliosi Brothers as a single family office dedicated to investing our capital in the neuromusculoskeletal space. We've been doing this now for 23 years. During that period of time, we founded and invested in more than 35 different neuromusculoskeletal businesses and 15 different investment funds specifically dedicated to the neuromusculoskeletal or orthopedic space. Over this time frame, particularly over the last 19 years, we've exited 18 businesses, generating more than $2.5 billion in exit proceeds to our lenders, our co-investors, our partners, and ourselves. And along the way, we've generated a 3.5 times multiple on invested capital in this space that we're going to be talking about tonight in the pitch. So now, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our next company this evening. One of the most exciting areas in all of neuromusculoskeletal healthcare is tissue regeneration, and specifically knee cartilage repair and regeneration. This has been a holy grail of opportunity in orthopedics for decades. Many have focused attention and capital in this space. The first FDA-approved cartilage repair product was Carticel. Then MACI, M-A-C-I, was approved. Could a new generation of cartilage repair products challenge the standard of care that exists today for osteoarthritis of the knee? Our next company is going to present that challenge. The company is Taiwan-based BioGend, and their goal is to bring to the market one-step autologous cartilage repair technology in a system. Here is their pitch.
Carticel and MACI are the only autologous chondrocyte implantation products approved by the FDA in the last 25 years. The traditional ACI requires 2 surgeries and a time-consuming cell expansion in a bioreactor, making this medical procedure very inconvenient and expensive and limiting its broad clinical application. I will discuss a new cartilage repair technology, Rivocart, based on autologous chondrocyte implantation similar to MACI, but it only requires 1 surgery and no in vitro cell expansion. It took 20 years to develop Rivocart, including a successful clinical trial. Rivocart is approved by the TFDA and is commercially available in Taiwan. The Rivocart system consists of a porous bioabsorbable plug, a tissue processor, 2 processing reagents, liberase enzyme and HBSS, and a surgical instrument set. A small amount of healthy cartilage tissue is first removed from the non-weight-bearing area of the knee. Unlike MACI, the harvested tissue never leaves the OR. It is minced in the tissue processor for 2 minutes to form fine tissue particles less than 1 millimeter in diameter. The fine particles are exposed to the enzyme for 20 minutes and residual enzymes are removed. Finally, the fine tissue particles are loaded into the porous plug, which is implanted at the defect site. The entire surgical procedure can take less than 1 hour to complete. Does it work? This patient received 2 plugs. The defect was fully covered with repair tissue after 1 year. A similar second look is observed for every patient that consented to arthroscopy examination and biopsy at 1-year follow-up. The repaired tissue shows hyaline-like cartilage. Why does Rivocart work so well? The unique tissue preparation combining mechanical mincing and chemical treatment has created a tremendous surface area with a maximum number of chondrocytes exposed at the particle surfaces. Because of ease in receiving nutrients, the chondrocytes are highly active. In 3 weeks of cell culture, more new chondrocytes are formed. Cell outgrowth is observed. Cartilage particles start to fuse with the new matrix. This is exactly how Rivocart works in the knee. Okay, show me the clinical evidence. These are the IKDC scores and KOOS Sport Recreation Subscale up to 5 years of clinical follow-up. Rivocart performs better statistically than marrow stimulation at both 2 years and 5 years of follow-up. In conclusion, Rivocart, a one-step autologous cartilage repair system, is aimed to replace MACI and become the leading treatment of choice in the $1 billion+ cartilage repair market after it has completed an IDE study.
That was incredible. Really incredible. And such a big market and such a big opportunity. Presenting on behalf of BioGend is Steve Lin, CEO, and Dr. Chin, founder and general manager. Steve and Dr. Chin, welcome to the pitch. We're delighted to have you with us today, and especially delighted to learn and understand about the technology that you've innovated. And so let's take this to our panel. First, let's go to our newest panel member, Ben, for your questions. Take it away, Ben.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So exciting technology. I was curious for the panel and the audience to understand what guidance you've received to date from the FDA regarding your pathway to market, what the study design may look like here, and any other comparators you may be looking to provide evidence, either superiority or to non-inferiority. So just curious about the FDA pathway in the United States, if you could.
Yeah, let me answer the question, Ben. We have met with CBER before, and basically this is going to be a medical device, but CBER would be the leading reviewer for the IDE applications. And the control we have discussed with the FDA, again, they suggest microfracture. But as Carticel recent approval, by the FDA, their control is a little bit different. They also include debridement, as a standard of care. So they have debridement and marrow stimulation as control. So I think that I like to talk to our medical advisory board, really to think about what should be the new control we should use in a study. And the other potential control could be the MACI itself, because MACI is approved treatment for the last 25 years. So for MACI, if we can compare against MACI, I don't think we have to go with superiority. I think we probably can go by with non-inferiority. But for marrow stimulation and debridement, I think we have to show superiority. Yeah, that would be FDA requirement.
Talk to us about the positioning, the commercial positioning, the intent to go to market as you get approval, et cetera. How are you thinking about attacking a market where you have a large established player like MACI?
Well, the most important is that we have to show our one-step cartilage repair technology is as effective, if not better, compared to MACI. The second is that we have to emphasize the convenience, time saving, and the cost saving. And for MACI, it's very difficult, almost impossible for them to come down the cost, because they start with in vitro cell expansion, and there's cost associated with cell expansion. And we don't have that, costly part of treatment. So our cost position is going to be very, very attractive. Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. And now let's bring it to Mike for your thoughts and your questions for BioGend.
Thanks, Tony, and congratulations, Steve and Dr. Chen. Two-step therapies have been around for a long time and really burdened by just dramatically increased costs. So getting this type of procedure into a one-step in the OR, start to finish situation is really a game changer. And it's going to open up the sector for the use of these technologies in a way that nothing has previously. So congratulations on that. Is the technology limited to a particular surface area? You've picked a plug diameter. Could you make it smaller? Could you make it larger? What are the limits around this type of technology?
Well, right now we have one size plug, 8.5 millimeter in diameter. And before, when we started this project, almost 10, 15 years ago, we were thinking that we need to have different size of plug. If you have a big defect, you use a big plug, and small defect is a small. But it turns out, we don't have to. We learned a lot from our two clinical study. One feasibility study that I didn't mention in the introduction. We did that before we start pivotal study, and we found out in the 10-patient study, we have a patient, because the lesion is big, the surgeon put in 3 plugs. As you know, when you have a wrong implant plug, there's no way you can cover the defect completely. You have a gap, between the plug and the healthy tissue. But after 12 months, one patient came back for a second look. It was amazing. The entire defect area was covered complete, with the repair tissue. And then we have a patient come back with the 2 plug again, the repair tissue covered the entire defect. Then we developed in vitro culture model to study how the cells respond. And we're convinced, the way we process the tissue, we kind of encourage or enhance the chondrocyte, to be very active. They can outgrow it. Since they can migrate, they can outgrow it. So we don't need different size plug. We can use a one size plug. When the defect is big, we put in multiple plug, and we have put in 3 plug, in the big defect. And we allow, in our study, we allow 2 millimeter gap between the plug and the healthy tissue. I think we can open that gap, to say 3 millimeter. If we do that, then 3 plug can cover more than 5.5 centimeter, square defect, which is very big. So now if we move to 4 plug, we can cover probably, 6-7 centimeter square defect. So I don't see there is a major limitation, and we can treat a big defect with multiple plug.
Well, that's impressive. I mean, 5-6 centimeters is a giant,
Right.
on one side is really an enormous surface area. Do you think you're going to run into geometric issues? I mean, it's great that you can have a big space of articular cartilage, but if it's not the right shape.
Again, you brought up a very interesting question. That's exactly the question we were asking. When we started this project, more than 10 years ago, we were thinking about. I mentioned that big defect, we need big plug. Then we start structuring our head how we're going to design the plug with different surface contour to match different location. So that was a nightmare. But it turns out we don't have to. The body can take care of itself. And with our pivotal study, we have a defect, are located in different location of the knee surface, and we see how the defect repair back to the original contour. So I don't think that's an issue. Body can take care of itself. Under the physiological loading condition. They just know how to return to their original, contour. They think it's the best.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you. And congratulations. This is, I think, really an important technology. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
Before closing this part, I have 2 additional complement answer to the question, to the first question regarding the potential market. Everyone asks how big would this how big the market will be by using this product. I'd like to share with you that because this product has been launching in Taiwan for about 1 to 2 years, actually we have patients receive 4 plugs, and they're going well. And in addition to this, a lot of different conditions, the doctor try to use this product to fix the patient's condition. For example, the cartilage in the talus, in the knee, in the heel, and also the cartilage in the elbow. One of the patients received this product for the cartilage defect in the elbow, and at least 2 patients received this product for their cartilage defect in the patella. So actually, although in the trial, the defect size was limited by the FDA, but in the real world, the doctor think this product can do a lot of work. This is my sharing for you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chen. That was excellent. And I am very excited to have Dr. Scott Bruder offer some questions and some thoughts. Scott, given your tremendous background and experience in cell therapy, biotech, tissue regeneration, what comments and questions do you have for this team?
Thank you, Tony. First of all, I'd like to know why Steve is already smiling.
Because you, Scott.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations. The long-term data in the pitch at 5 years is very impressive. I have a couple of detailed questions. I'm going to back up a little bit and take a launch pad from the questions of regulatory that my colleague Ben raised. So when you look at that data, you have statistical significance that is not reached until 2 years, but lasts 5 years. So durability is fantastic because we know some of the other technologies available don't have that durability. Can you say something about your MCID or the minimal clinically important difference? Because when I look at those curves, I see two things. One, I had no idea what the sample size was. So I need to know how many patients were there. And it's statistically significant, but it may not be clinically significant until 5 years. So can you comment on those attributes?
Let me answer that briefly, then I think Dr. Chen can help. We also have a Tegner activity level score. We didn't show that because we ran out of time. If you look at the Tegner activity level scale, at 2 years, okay, there's a difference. If you look at the score, okay, so if you want to talk the minimal clinical significance, okay, that is the clinical significance. If it is going back to the sports activity, at 5 years, okay, that gap, okay, is even bigger, okay. So at 2 years, okay, statistically, there's a big difference between the two treatment. At 5 years, that gap, okay, becomes even bigger. Dr. Chen, do you have anything to add to that?
Okay, thank you for the professional question from Bruder. Actually, during the study, we don't have the statistic for the MCID. Yeah, this I have to say. But as Steve said that there is a big difference regarding the sport subscale and also the Tegner score that more than 6. So this means that if you compare some item, there might be not so difference because the item, for example, the symptoms and the daily activity, they might be because microfracture also can work well with this in 1 to 2 years. But when we are looking to the some item like sport and tennis score, there will be difference, especially after 5 years.
Well, congratulations. Durability is key. And I know that Steve knows, but I'll mention for you, Dr. Chen, and others, I'm a huge fan of this point of care approach. It was almost 20 years ago at DePuy, we developed a system called CAIS, C-A-I-S, with Francois Binet, and it was local tissue disruption reimplantation. But what's fascinating about the story, although the pilot clinical data looked great, companies like DePuy, and particularly at that time, made the decision not to proceed because as a medical device company that normally gets things cleared through 510Ks, they decided not to invest further. So the question is, the question is where you are at right now. I would say from a clinical standpoint, here in the US, going through CBER as an IDE for a device, you're still going to, I believe, based on things that we're doing there, you're still going to need 2 well-controlled randomized studies, but you are also eligible for RMAT because you have clinical evidence already in place. So you could apply for RMAT designation, get some of that fast track opportunity. So I'm wondering, have you looked into that? Have you a formal response? Ben asked you about your engagement. Do you have any formal response in terms of a pre-request for designation or a request for designation?
Well, I'll let Dr. Chen answer that. Yeah.
We have formal answers from the US FDA. They asked for the feasibility trial. And also the pivot trial. So we have to go along this feasibility and pivot trial. Yeah, these take times. Yeah.
Have you thought about an RMAT submission?
No.
Okay, so we would do an RMAT submission for you. Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, Scott, I agree with you. I think we should try that, as we accumulate more human clinical data, from Taiwan,
Yeah.
And I don't see why we shouldn't try that.
That takes me to the last question. And Tony, forgive me if I'm going to steal your thunder here, but it's sort of, okay, what are you asking for here? I mean, you're getting some counsel, right? You're getting some feedback, but are you trying, are you looking to find a strategic partner now? Are you looking to get money to run the trials on your own and then sell the business to another company like Carticel did for $300-some million?
Well, thank you, Scott, for asking this question. Our goal is to make this wonderful treatment available, in the US to the patient here and to the surgeons here. And we are a small company from Taiwan. And the entire company, except me, really don't have the US experience, very little knowledge, on the US market. So the companies kind of made a decision that instead of for us try to bring this technology through the FDA process here, we should look for a strategic partner and also the financial partner. And BioGen is willing to contribute this wonderful technology. And if we can find a financial partner, we'll form a separate independent company, And this company's sole mission is to design and execute the clinical study. So we can finish the study in the shortest time possible, maybe 4 to 5 years. Then we can make this wonderful treatment available, to the patient in this country. And how the deal is going to be structured together, we are open for any suggestion. Yeah, we just want to see this technology is available in this country. Yeah.
Well, I think you have an opportunity. I wish you every chance of success. And if you need some help along the way, I'm interested.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
Well, Scott, thank you as well for your questions. So it's time for our audience to tell us what you think. Is this company a game changer? Will it challenge the standard of care, or is there more work to do here? Robin Young, publisher of Orthopedics This Week, will present our poll. Robin, over to you.
Okay, let's put up our poll, please. And you have about 30 seconds to answer. Is this new cartilage repair technology a game changer? Could it challenge MACI, the standard of care currently? Could it expand the market since it's a one-step process? Is it promising? Clearly, it has a ways to go through the FDA, but it's already in use on a limited basis in Taiwan, and there is some clinical data. Or is there something here, but is it hard to see? All right, we have, and I think we're almost done. And there we go. Well, looks like 50% said it's future game changer, a winner and a game changer. 22% could challenge the standard of care. All in all, that's 72% put it above the line. And with that, I wish everyone a very good evening. And thank you all. And we'll see you next month. Thanks.